Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing, Wednesday, June 14th on the map. A lot of green, that humid, cool, showery pattern continues, but we do have a small area of concern up here in the Snake River Plain, a strong cold front bringing cooler air, but also somewhat drier humidities, closer to 20%, and winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour later this afternoon. Still a lot of green in the brush, still some dead and down that could burn. So, not issuing high risk, no red flag warnings out, but just something of a concern for a few hours during the peak heating hours of the day. Otherwise, cool, moist conditions continue. Had a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity across the Great Basin, a lot of lightning. Again, on the wetter side, but there were some new starts with the lightning. A lot of it just single tree, tenth of an acre type stuff, but starting to get a little more active on the map. Again, looking at the last 2 weeks, you can see how wetter or wet it has been across the area, especially across the northern two-thirds of the Great Basin. Still quite dry across the south, far southern areas, and that's where some of our concerns are. This is a new product, a severe fire danger mapping, a combination of ERC and burning index, and the only concerning areas are some areas here in Utah and a little bit here across the Snake River Plain, but mostly in the moderate category. Looking at satellite imagery, we do see a strong cold front pushing on down through here. And the tight packing of these height lines here is what's going to produce the gusty winds across the Snake River Plain later today. So see the front coming through, somewhat drier air across the Pacific Northwest, poised to move into parts of Idaho. You see some of that drier air still here across the Snake River Plain, but that cold front and cool, moist conditions and showers here in the green further south. A 7-day no concerns. Humidity-wise, here's that area of gusty winds. These areas in the orange to purple shades, these are gusts of 30 to close to 40 miles an hour. Humidity, not critically dry, but in the low to mid 20s. Sometimes during those conditions, we could get some isolated areas that could burn and could spread just during the windy periods. Otherwise, no significant concerns. Some very dry air in the far south. Now, for tomorrow, moisture lingering from that front across southern and eastern areas. Humidity down there going up quite a bit into the 40s. Still hanging on some very dry air far in the south. On Friday, still some of that lingering shower activity across far eastern areas. Another strong cold front, a very strong one pushing into the Pacific Northwest. We see here that humidities are coming up even in southeast Utah, near 20%, 17% here. So again, humidity levels about 10 to 20% higher than they normally would be. No major wind concerns. 3-day precipitation totals look nice. Another good soaking for a lot of areas, except for parts of Idaho. But in Idaho on Saturday, there will be some more showers coming in as that cold front pushes through. And that low, this deep low, this is like a January type low pressure system. Cooler, showery weather across our northern areas. A little bit of a concern for dry and windy conditions in the far south. We see that wedge of tannish shade, and then that strong cold front demarcation zone here with a showery, cool precipitation, and then deep low over parts of Washington State. Much cooler for early next week. Temperatures 15 to 25 degrees cooler than normal. Only concern way down in the far south, Vegas, Arizona Strip. We could see some gusty winds, cooler temperatures, but still some dry humidities. 7-day precipitation totals. And the 8 to 14 day continues to show cooler than normal temperatures across the area. Wetter than normal across the northern half of the geographic area. We are starting to see some drier than normal conditions creep into the southeastern portion of the Great Basin. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.